Okay, so we spoke about the basic things that we have on customer support, which are general questions, feedback, is the item sent, some problems about the item, tracking number, and things like that. The second significant thing that we have is returns. What is returns? If customer don't like the item, he don't want it anymore, it arrived broken, or any other issue, and he wants to return the item, he can return this, and I will show you now how we do it. So if the item asks to return, we tell him, okay, you can return, and then we need to start the process of the return, which means we ask to return the same item in Amazon, and then the customer is sent this item to Amazon. Amazon will refund us, and we will refund the customer. It's like a revert order. We cancel the order by returning the item. So how we can see and manage the returns? We can go to my eBay settings. Orders, and in orders we can click on the returns. We have returns and cases. In this video we'll concentrate only on the returns, or we can also go to orders and see here the returns and the cases. We need only the returns now, and then we can see all the open returns that the customers officially opened on eBay. They click on the item that they want to return it, so we can see all the returns, the date of the returns requested, the amount of money, the user ID of the buyer, so we can find it, and we can see the status. And the status is the most important, because here we can see that the return shipped, it's okay. Here we're waiting to the buyer to ship the item. Here also return shipped, but here we need to respond until tomorrow and provide a return shipping label. So the returns, they are divided for two. One of them is that the customer, he just don't want the item, he regretted, there is no problem, he just want to return this, and then he need to pay for the return. But most of the returns, there is some problem with the item. It's defective, it doesn't work, it arrived not correct, and then we need to pay for the return. And when we need to pay for the return, so we need to provide the shipping label, so the customer can return it. So here for all of those, this and this and this, we already provided the shipping label, and now we are waiting for him to send, or maybe it's already on the way, or we have also option of delivered, and then we need to issue a refund, but this is only I do to refund the customers. Okay, so now we will see now an example. And there are also two options to open a return. It can be officially through eBay, and then it appears here, and it also can be not officially. It can be just buyer send us a message that he want to return the item. He didn't inform eBay that he want to return the item, like those four. He just tells that he want to return, and this is also okay, and this is better for us, because this is keep eBay outside of this issue. So we can see here example. He told us that it's not good. I told him that I'm sorry, it's not compatible with this version. If you want, of course, you can return it, and I will pay for the return, thank you. And he told me really nicely, he liked my response, thank you for the reply, and I would like to return this item. Okay, so what we do, we now need to start the process of the return. Okay, so first of all, we copy his name, as you saw, and we need to find his order. So we go to all orders, we search for his user ID, username, and we see his purchase. We can see his purchase here, and this is his name. So first of all, when we do when we deal with returns, we need to manage them. We need to be able to follow each step, to know what the status of the return and who did it and what we do, because we have a lot of returns. We have about a return each day, and if we will not write everything we do, so we will not be able to follow it. So I will show this in my sheet now, and I will open you another sheet for your returns. So here we can see all the returns that we have in the last few months. Okay, so the green ones is the one that we already finished. We refunded the seller and everything. Okay, so here we can write what we need to write here. Right now it's basically most of this in Hebrew, but I will make you a nice table afterwards. We need to write the problem. What's the problem? So we'll come here. It doesn't work. And what is this item? So we can go and see this item is a apple. We don't need everything because we know most of our items and we have the seller ID, but just to understand, so we'll copy part of it and we will write doesn't work. Okay, here we need to write what he wants. He wants a refund, he wants a replacement. He maybe ask us for a replacement, and then after we after he will send the item and we will receive the refund from Amazon, we will send him a new one. So we need to remember what he asked. So we want a refund because it doesn't work. Okay, and we need, after it, we will update here the status, like what we did and what we are waiting for. Maybe we sent him a shipping label and we are waiting him to send it. Maybe we refund him and we're waiting Amazon to refund us. We can have a lot of processes here, but we need to write everyone, which is the process right now. Okay, we need to write the date of this one. And here we have three fields that we need to fill. The first will be the order ID, which I can see here, 1629. The second will be the buyer username. The third, just ignore what everything else up because I did it a little else for myself, but this is how it should be. The third will be the buyer name, so we will be able to find him on Amazon. And this is what we can upload for now, and then we will update this when we finish. Okay, so we want to find this seller on Amazon, this order. So we copy his name, we open Amazon, as I showed you. Go to orders, and search for his name, and I will find this order. And here in every order I have this button of return item, and when I click on return item, we are starting the process of the return. So one more stuff we need is the order number from Amazon. Okay, I'll just move this one here. And we all the time we choose item defective or doesn't work, because this is the only way that Amazon will refund us easily, and most of the time this is what happened. Like in this item, it defective, it doesn't work. So the best is to just copy the complaint of the seller at the beginning. If here is just paste some weird HTML, but a lot of time we can just see the complaint, and if not, we can just write doesn't work. Here I know that what doesn't work is the audio, but it's okay to just write doesn't work. Okay, continue. Refund, we always choose the refund, even if this is a replacement. I will show you this later on this or maybe other video, but we will always ask for a refund, and if this is a replacement we'll ask for a refund and we will order for him a new one if we have, and if we don't have we will just write him that he can only get a refund. And then here we also have few options. All the options will be UPS or USPS. Okay, so if we have the option of UPS drop-off, this is the best. We will choose UPS drop-off because then we can send the buyer a label and he just need to take the item and give it to UPS. Okay, if we don't have UPS drop-off, we can use the USPS, which means you can read everyone the descriptions, which means that you need to leave this in the mailbox and the mailman will take this, or you can bring this to USPS post office. So this is also a good option. This one we never choose because it also costs us money. And from time to time you will have here different options, but all the time you will have this one or this one, UPS or USPS, you will always have them. You will have maybe also USPS pickup, which we don't like because it means that USPS come to the buyer home and sometimes he is not there. Okay, and we have the last option, which I will ship and pay. When we use the I will ship and pay, when the buyer need to pay for the return. So if this is an official return, we will see, and I will show this later, who need to pay, if this is the buyer or if this is the seller. I will show this here also. Here we have those returns, so we can see details of the returns, and then we can see, or maybe we cannot see this here because we already approved this, but before, okay, I will show you this on the next videos. Okay, but basically if we did the mistakes and it doesn't work, so we need to pay, and then we will choose one of those options. But if this is his mistake, he ordered this by accident and we can see that he need to pay, so we will just click that I will pay. It means that the buyer will pay and we will get a small refund on this, so it's better for us. Okay, so for now we did a mistake, we need to pay for this, so I will just pick the UPS drop-off, submit, and now this is the return summary. What I can see in the return summary, I need to find the shipping label. The only way to find it is to click on print label and instructions, and then I can see this label. I will delete the print because I don't want to print this, but I can see here now the label. Okay, and then I will just copy this with the program that I provided you, and we'll send this label to the customer. We will do this now by message because this is a not official return. It just asked me to return in the messages, so we just speak in messages. I will provide him the shipping label in message, and this is it. If it was an official return, like I will show you next, so we will upload this label at the proper place, we will update it there, the tracking number and everything that I will show you. But for now we just do a replay. For those returns we have prepared the documents that we can just prepare messages. We can just send him this message. I will show you, I will send you this returns, and this was a UPS drop-off with label. I will copy this. I will send him this as a message. Read the message because this is a generic one. Maybe it can change from customer to customer, But this is this. I added the return label. Please print it and attach to the item. You can drop off the item at any UPS office. When I receive the item, I will give you the full refund. Thank you for the collaboration. And I click attach photo. Okay, so we need to attach the photo. This is really rare case. It's actually don't happen a lot. We cannot attach here photo because the buyer, he has a problem in his eBay settings. So we need to custom ourselves. We will tell him hi, that we want to send him the return label. But eBay says and I will just put him the message why I can't. He will change his settings, and then I will be able to attach him this this label. Don't forget to correct your grammar mistakes if you have. So I asked him to correct this or to send the other option to send him this. So maybe you will send him his email and then I will email him this shipping label. It's also good for me. Okay, so for now I will ship this for him. And I need to update this in our phone, so I will remember what I need to do. So cannot attach shipping label by message waiting for buyer response. Okay, and the last one I'll put it here, and the last thing I want to write is if it official return or unofficial. This is not official. Why? Because he just sent me a message, as I said, that he want to return. He didn't really open an official return on eBay, which will be demonstrated on the returns tab. Okay, and the last and most important thing we need to update is the return number. Okay, so how we can go to the return to find the return number? We go to my account. We go to the orders. Actually, they change the configuration. I provide you a link of the returns. Say Amazon returns. And here on Amazon returns, we can see all the returns in the return center that we made in this account, which are still open or not. Okay, so what we need is the return authorization. Okay, so we need to find our return. We can just do this by searching for today's date. We see the 26th and we see that this is the same item with the same order ID, and then we just copy this one and paste this also in our document. And then when we have some progress in this return and we need to see what we need to do, we have everything here. We know what we did, what we are waiting for, when it happened, which customer, which order, and what is the return that opened in which is opened on Amazon. Okay, so now we're just waiting for the seller the buyer response. And this is it for now with this return. I will show you next which other kinds we have of returns, official returns, that the buyer needs to pay, that the sellers need to approve. We have few kinds of them, maybe 5-6 kinds of returns that we will go all over them on the next videos, or maybe also I will continue this one. Okay, so this is an example for official return. You can see that it arrives from eBay and it writes return approved. All buyer ask for return, it depends on the account settings. So it always be or return approved or buyer ask for return. If he asks for return, we just need to approve this return and then the return approved. And now we just need to do the same process, but it all be officially. So we need to update the label here in the return, we need to communicate with the seller here in the return, and in the end I will refund him. So we can see when it happened, the sale, the price, the ID of the buyer to find him, when the return opened, it's today. Who need to pay for this? The seller need to pay. Why? Because the wrong item sent. And what he wrote to us, I ordered a king size and they sent me a twin. So maybe there was a problem in the listing. I will check this listing now, because maybe this is really a twin and we write in the title that this is a king. So maybe we did a mistake here. And now what we need to do is to find this order. Like I showed you before, we go to all orders, we paste him, change to user ID, username, and then we can see this the same item and we can see his name. So we copy the name, we go to Amazon orders, search the name, and we will receive the same item. We can see it's the same day that he ordered. We click on order details and then we see it delivered. And what we need to do is to return this item. So we'll ask for a shipping label and then we will receive the money and we'll be able to refund him. So what we need to do here in eBay, so first of all we can also start to fill all the details in our Google Sheet. So we just go here, we found the details that we need. The problem is twin size wrong item, twin and not king size. Okay, so I will understand this. Okay, we will fill the date, the 27th. We can see here the number 1684 and copy his name. And to copy his ID. And we can copy the order number. Now we'll click on see request details, and here we can see that return started, and we need just to upload a label. So we have two options. The one is that Amazon will provide us a shipping label, and then we will upload it here and we'll update the tracking details. The second one is that we don't need a shipping label. Someone will come to take this package from his home, and he will bring the shipping label, so we don't have a shipping label to provide him, and then we will just confirm that we already sent a shipping label. We will put the tracking and the carrier, and we will explain him with a prepared message that UPS or USPS or someone, it depends on the return on Amazon, will come and take his item in the next business day. Okay, so let's see which options we have here. So we click the same to return and replace an item, and we click that wrong item is item defective and doesn't work. It will be always the reason, and then we can just put that wrong item sent. Okay, but never mention eBay here. Okay, it's like you want to return this item. Okay, we want a refund. Sometimes we will have the option of replacement, but we always want the refund. So here what we can see, that this is a third-party seller. So what will happen is this request will be sent to the seller, American Premium Store, for review, and it will take 48 hours. So here we cannot, so we will click submit. And now we still don't have a shipping label. What will happen is that the seller will see our request, and then he will send us a shipping label in 48 hours. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to update the seller, that we will, first of all, if we see that it's 48 hours, we can just go back to the return details and see when we need to provide. We need to provide the return label until the May 2nd. So we have 5 more days. So it's okay. So we'll just wait for the seller to ship us the shipping label, and then we will, when he will do it, we will update the shipping label. Okay, but we must write it here. So the status is the column of the status, waiting for seller to send return label. Okay, and now after 2 days you will need to get back here and see if the seller sent us the return label. How we do this? We will go to the Amazon returns, and we can see here our request that we just opened for the same order ID, and we can see seller has not yet responded. When we will see seller respond, so we can view your emails with the seller, and here we will find the seller, and when we click on him we will see his reply for us. Usually it will be the return label, and then we will send to the buyer this return label. Okay, when we do this we must verify that this label is paid, that the seller already paid for this label, and if he didn't, so we need to speak with Amazon, or we can say to the buyer that we will pay for this and then Amazon will refund us. Okay, and then after we will receive the shipping label from the seller, so we will just paste it in the place, which will be here, upload your own. We will put here the shipping label, we will update the tracking and the tracking number, and continue. And then the buyer will return this item, we will get a refund from the seller, and then we will be able to refund the buyer only after we receive the refund from the seller. Okay, so in this sample I will show you how we do a return when the buyer need to pay. So you can see here return approved, so we enter to the return, and we can see that the buyer wants to return, but we can see that return shipping the buyer pays. Why? Because he ordered by mistake. We can see that in the title we have that this is small, and he wrote us that he has a large dog and he thought it for a large dog, but this item is too small. He wants to return this. Okay, but he need to pay for this return. So what we do in this case, we'll do the same. We'll just choose another option in Amazon. So we copy the username, we go to all orders, we'll change it to username because this is username, and we search for this order, and you see this is the same item from the same person. You can see that he started a return here, return has been started, and we will find this name in our Amazon orders like we did with all the other orders. And we can see this is the same name with the same item, just different picture. It was delivered, and we can click return or replace the item. We will always put item defective or doesn't work. We can just write everything. So I will just write bad quality. A refund, because it's a refund, it's always will be a refund only if the buyer open a replacement and not a return for refund. Only then we can put a replacement, but usually it will be a refund. Even if they want a replacement, we will open a refund, we'll get the money, and then we will order for them a new one. Okay, so sometimes we can see that the item is so small and cheap, and if it's sold by Amazon, so we are processing your refund, you don't need to return the item back to us. Okay, it's one thing that can happen. Otherwise, that usually happen when the buyers need to pay, we will just click I will ship the item, it will be the last option, and then we will get a return label and we will send it to the buyer in a message. We'll put right here contact buyer. We will send him this message which he pays with a label. So we tell him that we received it and we added a return label. Please attach it and send it to the address on it. When we receive the item, you will get a full refund. Okay, and we also will add this shipping label in the return itself here in the pictures. Okay, and that's all. And after it will arrive, you see he need to ship, and then when it delivered, we will send him a refund. Okay, usually the returns will be like this one. You will see return requested on the messages, and then you will see who needs to pay, seller pays, and the problem. Usually something doesn't work, something arrives not in a good condition, like here the product denomination is this and he claimed that this is the denomination that arrived, so you just want to return this. So we will copy the buyer ID, we will go and search this in all orders, status all, period all, search by username, and we will paste here the name, and then we should receive just one list with this same order. You will see the same picture, and this is the buyer name. You will see also a note that return has been started, so you can know this is the same one. And then you will go to Amazon to find this order and to ask for a return. So we find this the same order from the same person, same item. You can see that it delivered on the last days. Then we just click return or replace item. We will always choose the item defective or doesn't work. You can write only item defective, or it's better to write the real claim of the person, which is this. We will always ask for refund. And then we will have an option of a return. So we will have a few kinds of returns. The best we will want to do is USPS pickup, which we don't have right now. So after this one we will want the UPS drop-off. Okay, this in case that we need to pay. So you can see here on the return that we need to pay. So we will choose or UPS drop-off or USPS pickup. So we don't have the USPS, so we will choose this one. Submit the order, the return. Okay, and now we need to send him the shipping label. Okay, this is the shipping label we got. We will print screen this label. And then here we'll see request details. We should approve the return. Okay, so accept the return. Usually it will be accept the return. If you're not sure, just ask if something seems different for you. And then we will upload the shipping label. Okay, so we'll just grab this picture here, and we need to update the carrier tracking number of this return. Okay, so sometimes you will be able to see this in returns. But usually when you do the UPS drop-off, you don't see it there because it takes time to update it. So we can just search for this return. So today is May 13. It should be the only one here. You can see it's the same item, same order. Okay, and you can do track package. If you don't have tracking information, so you also can see the details of it on the label itself. Okay, so here's the label. So here we can see the tracking. You see tracking number 1Z8Y5R6. This is the tracking ID of UPS. You'll just need to type this manually. Okay, so I will just take it here so I will see it, and I will just type it manually. Sorry for that. Okay, I will move it so it will be more comfortable for me. Okay, it's important not to make mistakes. Okay, and then we can just type 1Z You can also see this here if it's more comfortable to you. So here is the number. So we'll just do like this. It will always open the print, so you just click cancel, okay? Because for us to be able to see the show, we need to click cancel. Okay, and let's copy it. And click. Label was ready to ship. We will be able to tracking now, and we will and the Amazon will. Okay, so for returns. Okay, you center. Okay, so what happens after we provided the shipping label for the return to the buyer? After this, he will ship this, so you will receive this message: return, buyer shipped, and the name of the item. It just to notify you, you don't need to do anything else here. It just tells you that the buyer shipped the item and we need to refund when the item will be delivered. So then the next message you will get probably after a few days on the same item will be return delivered. And then if you see return delivered, you will need to mark me this in red flag and tell me this. And then I will refund the buyer. At the same time, you need to choose to check on Amazon with the information you have here, with the return, that Amazon refunded us or not, and tell me this information so I will know if I can refund the buyer, and if not, I will see what I can do. And after I refund him, you will see a message like this: buyer received the refund. Obviously, it's also only to inform you, you have nothing to do with this. Just enter it and go out. It's different item, yes, but it's the same idea. And basically, all the messages that you don't know what to do with them, you don't know what they mean, or you don't know what you need to do, just mark me with this like red flag and tell me, and then I will come back to here, I will see your red flag, and I will solve the problem, and we'll tell you what to do in the next time something like this happens.